Hi, you guys. I just wanted to come in here and talk to you guys about my company, The Love of Hair Beauty, and our product, our organic hair growth accelerator spray. Now, I did try and do this earlier, just a short while ago, and our connection is a little bit sketchy today for whatever reason. So I'm going to try this again. For those of you who know me personally, you know who I am. My name is Monique. And for those of you who are not familiar with me, I am the creator, owner of The Love of Hair Beauty. So what happened in the beginning of all of this was I myself was going through hair thinning and hair loss issues. So back throughout, well, several years now, between 2016 and 2022, a lot of stress, hormonal changes and different things like that for myself, and possibly a hereditary factor as well. And in 2021 and 2022, I began losing a lot of hair. Like, there's normal amount, which is roughly about 100 strands per day, is normal. And this was very abnormal. Outside of brushing my hair, every time I would take a shower, I would lose two massive. So let me see if I can set this over here so I don't have it in my hands. So I've got two massive handfuls like this of my hair every time I would shower and wash my hair. And it was very scary. I was devastated. I was in complete shock because this was very abnormal for me. And anytime I would brush my hair or style my hair or even like just try and move it, just hair would fall everywhere, all over the floor, all over my counter, all over my clothes. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is what's going on, what's wrong, and how do I make this stop was the better question. And before that, my husband was also suffering from from losing hair. So he just was plain going bald. He still had a little bit here in the front, but his entire crown was completely bald. So here all the way up to about here. And he just had this small little piece here that he still had going. So we began trying different products. We tried some of the big mainstream products. I'm not going to drop the names of them here because that's not cool, but I have discussed it with other friends and customers when we've talked about it because they've had similar experiences with trying some of these products. And we tried like the shampoo, conditioner, hair growth accelerator spray or whatever they had in their, like the whole product line, and tried for several months. Both my husband and I, it was 6 months with this one company trying their full product line to see if either one of us would have any results. And it was very frustrating. So one of those big mainstream product companies was, they had absorbic acids, they had medical ingredients in their product. Neither one of us, like I said, had any results, but the worst part was my already thinning hair was still feeling somewhat healthy, and their products dried out and made my hair so brittle. It was unreal. I was terrified to touch my hair, and I just wanted to cry. I tried pill form, everything, and both of us doing this, neither one of us had any results. And I'm like, okay. There weren't many options on the market at that time for all natural products. You see reviews, and I do know that not everybody has the same results with something that another person will have. I do get that. But for both of us to have nothing and continue to still have the hair loss was really disheartening, to say the least. So probably a little I don't know, late summer, early fall of 2022, I just thought to myself, okay, like, there's got to be something more that we can do about this to stop this. And I started getting information, learning about hair loss, and like going through all the different stages of getting knowledgeable and informing myself about hair and about the whole process of and all the different factors that can cause hair loss, and then delving into the whole other side of like how and what could be used to stop or reduce hair loss and also possibly stimulate new hair growth. And I am a very independent type person. I'm a very like forward thinking person as well. If there's an issue around something, I do look to outside sources, but I'm not afraid to turn back to myself and say, okay, there's got to be another way to solve this, and look at different things inside and outside of the box. So I started playing around and creating different formulas. And with this product, which is our organic, all-natural hair growth accelerator spray, I wanted to ensure that there were ingredients and supports there to work to reduce the hair loss. I also wanted there to be things to balance and support for stimulating new hair growth. And then other factors that would go into stimulate and support the scalp, your follicle, and the overall health of your actual hair, period. So it was a lot of work, a lot of going back and forth to the table, trying different things, and to get a really good balance. And with that said, created my little baby here. It kind of feels like that. So I created the organic, sorry, it's Sunday and not enough coffee. The organic, all-natural hair growth accelerator spray. And I began testing on myself. So for me, I was losing a lot of hair. And on my left side, it seemed to be more prominent, the loss in this area. So when I began testing, I started from here over on my left side. And when I would pull my hair back like this, what was happening was, as I used it consistently. So this was, you brush and floss your teeth every day. You did this every day. And obviously at that point, I was just looking to find a way to reduce my hair loss and hopefully stimulate new hair growth and bring the health back to my hair. I wasn't even thinking of it from a business perspective. So I didn't take all the pictures and things in the very beginning because I really didn't have the mindset of bringing this to fruition as a company or any of that. This was personal only. So I was using it consistently. So once a day, every day. It was very quick because I wasn't using very much in a very large area. So literally it was pump, pump, stimulate, pump, pump, stimulate, just along here. Like that. And then rubbing it in and then stimulating like this. And literally, that was it. And within 4 weeks, not only did I notice a reduction in the hair loss, but I could see all these tiny little fuzzies. It's the best way to describe it because I have very naturally curly hair. And they were like itty bitty. Like if you can imagine itty bitty, like a 1/16, an 1/8 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch. And they were, like I said, from here, and they went all along here, along to about here. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, it's working. It is working. So I was ecstatic, and I'm doing this and showing my husband every day. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, look, 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 look. You can see all the little fuzzies, right? Hi, you guys. I can see a bunch of you guys hopping onto this. So thank you for hopping onto the live and watching this. So for any of you that don't know, my husband works away. So he's usually gone 2 weeks and home 2 weeks. So I'm pointing this out to him as soon as he's getting home. And I'm super ecstatic because at this point I'm like, oh my God, I've got something really good here. He pays attention. Before he's going back to work, they're now 1/4 of an inch long. And I'm like, look, look. And he was like, I don't know what you did or how you did it, but can you make a bottle of that for me to try? And I'm like, yeah, definitely. Oh my God, yes. I said, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but I was like, I hope it does. And I'm like, sure, like, here you go. So I make a bottle for him to try, and I'm still using the product. But now that I know that these little hairs are all coming in, so I just started doing what I started was here, and then I started doing this side as well. And then within a short period of time, another 4 to 6 weeks, the little hairs are starting to come in here, and these ones are getting longer. And they're coming in here, all this area that I'm treating. Sorry, one of our dogs just came over. And so I'm just like blown away. And then my husband's using it diligently once a day, every day on this whole area. So for him, he's up at work, and about 3 months into it, he had 5 guys at his work saying to him, oh my God, what are you doing with your hair? And he's like, what do you mean? And they were like, you could see all these tiny little hairs growing back. And what are you doing to get your hair to grow back? And he was like, oh, wow, like, thank you. And he was like, well, the only thing I'm doing is using this product that my wife created. So he comes home and he tells me about this. And I'm looking up there, and you can see them. They were thinner because they're like, as you continue to use it, for anyone that it does stimulate new hair growth, it will continue to stimulate and create more and more with the consistent use and with how long you use it for. So over time, I'm still using mine. I didn't just do that for poo and giggles to show you guys. I use mine every day. But anyway, so once he started having people noticing, and he and I were both noticing mine, and for me, people probably just thought I was trying to grow bangs or maybe something like that. I don't know. Because my hair has always been long. So I start saying, you know, like, if this is working for you and me, we know it's not gender biased. It's working both ways. And we both obviously could have different, very different factors that are causing this to happen. So we know it works for men and women. And we knew it was working really well for both of us. So with people that interested in what he was doing, I started playing around with the idea of like, I wonder if this is something that I could turn into a product line and into a business. And so that I could not only continue to have the progress and results that I was having with my husband, but be able to make a difference in the quality of life for other people and other men and women who were suffering hair loss, hair thinning, baldness for so many different reasons. So that's kind of how my company and my product came to fruition and came to light, because it was from the hair loss and hair thinning issues that both I was having and my husband were having, and trying so many different things. And you spend so much money on these, like the whole line for this shampoo, conditioner, growth spray, and whatever. There was one other item, I think it was a deep conditioning mask or something like that, was supposed to be really good and filled with all these different minerals and ingredients, but still had absorbic acids and medical ingredients and did not work. Like the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars between the two of us that we spent and had no results. And then to turn around and be able to do the research, read the research, inform myself, and put the time and effort. And I mean, like, it took months of educating myself and working on this. And I just kept my head down and I just continued to do the work, and then decided to turn it into a company, because this is such a great way to be able to help other people who are struggling with hair loss or hair thinning for so many number of reasons. Now I have a naturopathic doctor in Calgary, Dr. Taylor, and she is supporting and backing the product. And she is doing that, A, because she's approved of the product and the ingredients, and B, also she has a lot of patients, being a naturopathic doctor, that come to her for different things and looking for products like mine, so that if her patients have an issue or they bring it up in discussion or know of someone who has an issue with hair thinning, reduction, or hair loss, she wants to be able to refer my product to her patients if the need be with them. I also have 2 different doctors that are using my product as well, personally themselves. One is an acupuncture therapist, and she has told me that even though she's not using the product consistently, she's noticed about a 20% reduction in hair loss, which she is really happy about. She's trying to get into the habit of using it consistently, because it's forming that, what's the word I'm looking for? Habit, right? I say mine's in the bathroom in a specific spot, and I associate with brushing my teeth. It's just as simple as that, or washing your face. It's a part of a regular routine. And also knowing, in the beginning, I didn't know it was going to work, but it was the only way to know if it would work, was to use it consistently every day. And then once I saw for myself that it was working, not only in how much less hair, like now, from 2 massive handfuls of hair that I used to lose every time I wash it, that's not including brushing and all the other. Now I get this tiny little bit like this. It's like the size of maybe a toonie, and like this. That's all, which is a normal amount, other than your shedding seasons, which is normal for everyone. And that's when you're going to lose more hair over a period of a couple of weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is what mine normally is. And then you will go back to what it was. So I'll perfectly honest, the first time I went through my shedding season would have been about 5 months after I began doing this. And I did panic. I thought, oh dear God, am I going backwards? But it wasn't. It was just that season, which I knew because I had educated myself. And then once that season had passed, everything went, and that's, I've had 2 full shedding seasons since I've been doing this. And I have a 3rd one that will be coming up here late spring. So anyway, that's kind of a bit about my journey and how this came to begin, and how I even got the idea of being able to create this product. And I can relate with so many people. I don't know if you guys know this, but men and women, 40% of all men and women suffer from some type of hair loss, hair thinning, or baldness. And there's so many reasons. Nutrition changes, different illnesses in the body. So cancer treatments in particular, if you have to do radiation or chemotherapy. I do have a patient who is in remission who did have brain tumors, had them removed, did the chemo and the radiation, and lost pretty much almost all of her hair. And she's been struggling with trying to get it to come back, which it had not. And she's been trying so many different products, and she is a customer now using, and she's only been using it for a short time. So I'm looking forward to telling you guys about her progress that she will have, and touching base with her in another 2 to 3 weeks. I usually try and give 4 to 6 weeks so people have a period of time to see. I've had multiple people who've had a reduction in hair loss from not using it consistently 2 to 3 times a week, having about a 20% reduction in the first month, and that will increase with time, even with inconsistent use. To one customer who used it consistently every day. She was seeing a hairdresser before, still sees her hairdresser now, and she's in Airdrie. And her hairdresser both noticed a huge reduction in hair loss. And her hairdresser said, you've got at least a 50% reduction in your hair loss in 1 month of using it consistently every day. And possible new hair growth. Another customer who has the stimulated new hair growth, and she took some pictures, and she said that once she's been using it for a while, she's going to be sharing them with me so I can share it with you guys. And when she went to see her hairdresser and stylist just a couple of weeks ago, she reached out and made a comment on my Facebook page and let me know that both her and her hairdresser can see the new hair growth that has stimulated and been growing in. So it's amazing. And it makes me so excited, because to be able to help other people, other men and other women who are suffering from this, like 40% of men and women, it can be, like I said, there's diet changes that can change it. I had a lady who was doing keto and was losing so much hair that she stopped doing keto, gained the weight back, but she said her hair started to slowly balance, but she still hadn't regrown all her hair back. There's different illnesses. I have a customer who has been suffering with some autoimmune issues, and she has just purchased recently. So I'm hoping that the product will also work for her. A lady who had cancer treatments, and she beat cancer. So we're looking to see what happens with her. I have a former general practitioner, and he's using it now, and we're waiting to see if and what his results are. An acupuncturist. I got regular everyday people and a few friends, one family member, or 2 family members actually using it as well, and people that I don't even know. There's people up at my husband's work who have purchased it. One of them is a repeat customer now, and they don't want to run out. So because of their work schedule and all of that, they're buying it in bundles of 3. So they have it on hand, and they're excited about the product, and, the reduction in hair loss and all of that for them as well. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting to hear the feedback coming in. I have another male client in Calgary, and he said that because of his thinning hair and balding, he keeps his hair really, really short, and he's starting to notice that it feels fuller, and he had only been using the product at that time. I do need to touch base with him again. At that time, he'd only been using it for, I think it was 4 weeks, but he said he can already feel and notice that it was a bit fuller, and it felt like and looked like he was starting to stimulate some new hair growth. So it's really, really exciting. I am so pleased that not only as being a business owner and entrepreneur and creating a product that is a quality product that's all natural and organic, but it's effective and it's making a difference in people's lives. It's really, really amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. And I always wanted to do something where I could make a difference in people's lives, and to be able to make a difference in this way. And it's such a personal thing with hair loss. And some of us don't care. Some of us don't care if we lose our hair, like whatever, it's just hair. And really, at the end of the day, it really is just hair. But I wasn't ready or wanting to lose all of my hair or have that much hair lost yet. So I'm really ecstatic. I'm ecstatic to finally be able to tell you guys about it, because while I was doing it, it was a lot of hard work, a lot of keeping it quiet. I had to protect all of my intellectual property and go through the whole legal process of protecting everything from my name to my logos to my slogans to obviously my formulas. And every step of the way, each one of the formulas that I was trying, I had to protect. And all of that, and then coming up with the creation of, like the pamphlets, the content, and the labels and all of the little details. And then, finding a website designer, and then being my own photographer and videographer and learning those things. And finally being able to like get it all pulled together and have it all come together, so that not only can I have this ready to launch, but be able to present it and be able to have it go into the hands of so many different men and women, some that I know, some that I don't, and to be getting the positive feedback that it's been making such a difference in their lives, their quality of life, and that they're so excited about the fact that this is working for them. And to see the comments and the pictures coming in and stuff that some of them aren't okay with me sharing. So you guys, this is the other part that's a little hard to, but I get it. They're okay with sharing it with me, but they don't want to share it publicly because they're embarrassed or they're insecure about where they were, even though they're having these great results. And not everybody is okay with being in a public eye or having people see that very private, personal side of themselves. So it's very gratifying to me because they're willing to open up and they trust me to share this with me. And some of them are going to be okay. They want to build up some progress before they show the world. So I'm like patiently waiting. But just knowing and hearing their feedback and having them confirm to me that it's actually working for them, and to know that it's making, like some of them, it's such a big difference in their life. They're like from going from losing like massive amounts of hair like me to within a month of using it to decrease that by 50% in their first month of use. It just makes me so happy. And then when you take into account like all the other people who've been, this one person who battled cancer, and another lady that's going through another triggering thing with autoimmune disease, and to know that this could make such a big difference, in their lives in such a big way. It's great. It really is. And it brings me so much happiness to know that this is going to impact in such a positive way for people. Out of all the customers that I have, and I've got quite a few building up now, which is great. But not a single person has had a reaction. Not a single person has had any issue with the product or having any type of adverse reaction, like the neighbor's dogs and everybody's barking all of a sudden. There's been no rashes or redness or itchiness or anything like that. So like I said, it's completely 100% organic. It's 100% all natural. No additives, no medical ingredients, and no absorbic acids. And I specifically worked on a couple of ingredients very specifically, because I was like, if you guys seen earlier in this, when I used some of these other products that I got no results with, even after using for 6 months, the one big issue I was having, other than I wasn't getting results, was it made my hair so dry and brittle. So when I created this, I really focused on everything, like not just one thing. I wanted it to be able to support the entire hair, root, follicle, your scalp, the whole thing. Because when you focus on supporting all of that, that's where you can really bring it all together. So everything's getting the treatment to keep everything healthy and not dry, not brittle. It's not just focused on one component. It's focused on, like, basically, I guess you would say, like a full meal deal, really, in one product. I don't use any specific special hair shampoo or conditioner. I will tell you that I am a huge advocate of trying to use things that are natural or have no sulfates, no SLS, no added colors or dyes, things like that. Not everything, but I would say a good 90%. In my shampoo and conditioner, I look for things in them that I know work for my hair and that are gonna have no SLS, no parabens, no dyes, things that are as natural and now that I know the ingredients that are actually helping my hair, that's what I use. So I've shared that with a few of the customers that I have because they wanted to know my regimen. And I said, really, it's very basic for me. I wash my hair in the summertime, maybe an additional time in the week. If it's like a really hot day or whatever, when I shower, I just don't put anything in, or I just use a little bit of conditioner and I don't wash. For me, 2 times a week normally. Like I said, in the summer, maybe a third one. Or I'll just do like cold water and then I'll do like a bit of conditioner just like on the ends part. So like this part down, right? Not up here, because you don't want to create more buildup up here. I've shared with her, like, taking pictures of the bottles I use. It's Coco and Eve that I use for my shampoo and conditioner. I do also use another one that's not a brand name at all. It's I don't even know what the brand would be, but I'll take you guys with me and I'll grab the bottles. Yeah, let's see here. It's one you can get at Walmart. You can get it at Superstore. I know even Sobeys carries it too. Let me just see here. Welcome to my shower. So this is the Coco and Eve that I was telling you guys about. So I do the shampoo and the conditioner. It's called like Virgin Coco and Eve, and it's really great product. But this is the shampoo and conditioner I use also, and it's been great for me. It's called the Quenching Coconut Curls. I do their shampoo and their conditioner. This is the conditioner bottle. And like I said, you can get this, oh goodness, like I said, Shoppers. You can get it at the Superstore. I know you can get it at Sobeys too. Hi, Abby. You want to say hi to the people? Hi, you're fine. But those are the ones that I use for my hair because they're the ones that work the best. I know what's in them. I know the ingredients are natural. There's no parabens, there's no SLS, there's no dyes, and they have other specific ingredients. Coconut is another one that's really great for your hair. So if you're struggling with dry or brittle hair or anything like that, coconut. Don't go doing a whole bunch of heavy masks all the time because you're going to build up too much. It's going to be way too heavy for your hair. But you could do like an occasional one. There's other ones too. And also, you know your hair best. So if you try something a couple of times and it doesn't work, maybe that one's just not for you and your hair. There are many different hair types. But I just wanted to come in and do a live with you guys. And I know some of you didn't really know why I started doing what I was doing, why I created this business and this product. That's basically it. So any of you out there who have been suffering from, or if you know someone who's been suffering from baldness, thinning hair, some people it's chunks and they lose like massive like chunks, and it can be for so many different reasons. There's hormonal. Women, after you have a pregnancy with your hormonal shift, some women lose a lot of hair. Sometimes that balances out with the hormones balancing out, and sometimes that can be a big struggle. Oh my goodness. There, like I said, we said hereditary as well. Food and diet, if you're not getting the proper nutrition. Iron deficiency is a big one for hair loss for people, believe it or not. That plays a key and pivotal role. Different diseases, treatments from the diseases, wearing a hard hat. So that happens to be one of the reasons why my husband was going bald. He has been working with the same company for, I think it's 21 years now. He's going on 21 years if he's not at that yet. So for his job, he has to wear a hard hat. So that's played a bit of a role for him. Now, the ironic thing is, the entire time while he's been using the product, he still has to wear the hard hat. So that might be why he's not getting more growth coming in, although he is still getting more growth, but maybe why his isn't completely full yet. It could also be that because he's not using it consistently the last few months, which is fine. He's really busy. When he's home, he's also a volunteer firefighter, so to tie him down and get a picture, let alone for him to be able to remember to use it sometimes is a little bit of a struggle. But he's had, even with still wearing the hard hat, he's still had incredible results. If you go to the Facebook page for The Love of Hair Beauty, if you guys haven't accepted the invites that were sent out, you can always just go over there and you could send a friend request or join the page. And there are some albums that have pictures and collages of our results. I've also shared some of that, and I think I started a bit of an album on my personal page here, so you can always go in and check it out there too. So he's had incredible results, but nothing he was doing before that was helping. So it's pretty awesome that with the use of my product, he's now had really incredible results and had his hair grow back as much as he has. But yeah, like as simple as something as wearing a hard hat or a ball cap can, damage the follicles, and that you continually do that, it can create the hair loss and it can create baldness. Stress, don't know if you guys knew this, stress is a huge one, and it's usually roughly 1 to 2 months after a very stressful or traumatic thing. They do say it can be a range of 1 to 3 months. For me, I've noticed 1 to 2 months, but we're all different. But stress is a big one, believe it or not, and that can cause your hair loss. So this kind of reverses, I guess, in a sense, or it's a solution to that. It's really been amazing for me. And one of the things I used to joke about with Alex, and then as I needed to get different professionals on board, like my lawyer, my commercial general liability insurance broker, different people, and they're basically the only ones that knew about this till I was able to say to the world, hey, and launch and all of that. And I used to joke and say, because it was all very positive. My lawyer even asked for my information to pass along to some colleagues that he knew could benefit from this. But I always said, like, I knew Alex and I were having really great results, and we still continue to have them. I've posted some of the more new hair growth pictures here as well for you guys to check out. And I said, if all else, Alex and I will have really great hair for all of our lives, because this has been working so amazing for both of us. And to be fair, he hasn't been using it as long as me. Probably 2 months less, and then he's not using it every day. But the fact that he's still getting really good results, I've had incredible results. In October of last year, when I was measuring the initial, so the first new hair growth that started coming in for me was 9 inches long. Like, it's so long now that it's blended in with the rest of my hair. And I have a very difficult time. So that's why you guys don't see any more pictures about my initial new hair growth, because I literally can't find it because it's as long as the rest of my hair. This is probably the closest, well, I guess if I take the very closest to the front all the way around, this would be the initial new hair growth. So this just gives you can see, I'm taking like the very, you can see how long that is. I'm still holding it down here. Yeah. So what I'm documenting now for myself, for you guys, for any other customers or people who are considering what have you, what I document now is the more, as I call it, new hair growth. So the additional new hair growth that's been coming in. And let me see if I can get some here. There's some there. It's still hard to see because it's blending in with the rest. When I pull my hair back, there's some there. So there, you can see that, which is underneath this piece. So some of it's quite long, and then this is, yeah. So I had it back a bit earlier, and I was able to, you can see here. There's some more under here. I should have just grabbed a ponytail holder while I was in there. Look, there. You see this, you guys? I'm trying to do this so you can see. This. So you can see it definitely comes to my eyebrow. And then I think this little guy is part of that first initial. But when I move it, as you can see, it's not easy to pull it. You can see these here. This is more of that new hair growth. So, yeah, I wasn't initially coming on here to do that with you, or I would have just pulled it back and said, and then straightened it and kind of got it out like I did before, where you literally got to play to get all the little pieces to be authentic and get exactly the new hair growth. So I still have more and more, and I use it throughout all this area. I literally just follow the hairline, spray, follow, spray, and I do that working across back to wherever I want to go, which is usually like about here. I do the same all the way across. It's really simple. Open the hair, find the spot, spray, 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 rub, move along, go to the next spot, spray, 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 and I do my crown. 5 minutes, maybe 6 max, and I'm done. And that's a huge amount. Some people would just be doing a certain little area or one spot. All I can say is, if you're considering it or if you have any questions, check out the website. Check out the social media platforms. There's been some people chiming in, giving their testimonials. Reach out to me. There's this Facebook page. There's the business, The Love of Hair Beauty Facebook page. My email, for my personal email, you could reach out to me if you know me personally. If you go to the Facebook page, it has the company email, which is TheLuvofHairBeauty@gmail.com. Do pay attention to your spam folder, because I've had some people email me and the response back has gone to their spam, and vice versa. I've had people reach out to contact me, so I'm constantly checking that spam folder, and their messages have gone in there. Definitely, if you have questions or any concerns or anything like that, I do just sell within Canada right now, and I did a flat rate shipping fee, and I based it upon as simple as this. I went into our local post office. So we used to live in Airdrie before we moved to where we are, to give you guys an example. And this was the cheapest I could make it for all across Canada. So when I packaged up one bottle of my product, completely packaged, ready to go, I got them to weigh it, and I got them to give me the price. To send it from here to Airdrie, it was a little over $20. A 45-minute drive from where I live. 50 minutes, I guess you'd say. So when I started giving different postal codes for across Canada, it ranged from that price from here to Airdrie to $30+ to go east. And we're not even including like BC and the territories and all of that. So to make it as affordable to people as possible, I went with a flat rate shipping fee, which I will stand by with my customers for as long as my company is running under me. So $19.99, it's a flat rate shipping rate. And there's a few things that people can do if they're interested. One of them is, one of my customers actually has asked me if I'm interested in doing an info party, is how she worded it. So basically it would be the equivalent of like an Epicure or an Avon or whatever type of product, or a Norwex party, where anyone who knows either some family members, colleagues, friends that might be interested in the product and or purchasing it, they have a party or what have you at their house. It can be wine and cheese and crackers, charcuterie board. It could be coffee, tea, if you're not someone, or you have people who, or a combination of both, what have you. And basically, I will go in and I will talk to people about my journey, how it began, the company, the product, with it being all natural and organic, answer questions, give people information, and then if people decide that they'd like to purchase it, obviously they can purchase it. And whoever the host or hostess is, if there's someone who's using the product, then there's going to be different incentives. And it's not for them to get people to buy it. I'm not that kind of person. I do appreciate the help, and I do appreciate them helping me get my business myself, my product recognized, because that's a big thing right now, getting people to even know that my company and my product exist, and the results and progress that it's been bringing in, not just for us, but for the other customers. So she has offered to do one, and she's planning on doing one in March at her place. And she said at that time she knew of 4 or 5 people that wanted to go. So one of the incentives would be if X amount of bottles are sold at your party, then if you're someone that uses the product, then you would get a bottle for free. And then there could be other things depending on how many people are at your party and how many bottles were sold. I'm a very fair person that way. So I would want to, say thank you to the host or hostess if there were more sales that I felt warranted a bigger incentive or thank you back to them. But we're also looking at doing virtual ones like this and some other things like that to help market. And I'm going to be doing an actual contest and draw coming up because tonight is the end of our Valentine's Day week sale. So if any of you have been thinking about it or thinking about it for someone that you know or love, or know anybody who might be interested, I'm going to be doing a contest and a draw, and there's going to be, for one entry, there's going to be a fee that you would pay, and at the end of the draw, you know, spin the wheel and see whose name comes up, and they will get a bottle free, shipped to them for free. So it's a pretty sweet deal. And if you're already a user and you like the product and